Hello and welcome to another episode of Game Theory, the #1 DraftKings prep show in all of the land. I am your host, M.O.N.K, aka the Monkmatician, and in this very episode, guys and girls, we have got a banger 15 fight card to go over. UFC 283, headlined by Jamahal Hill. Always do that. And Glover Teixeira. If you look over here, second title fight featuring the flyweights Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo. Guys, look at Jamahal Hill's face. He was as shocked as he was more shocked than all of us to find out he was going to be in this fight. First things first, hit the like, hit the sub on this channel as well. You guys are killing it lately. It really helps me, and it only takes you just a second. Yeah, guys, salaries just got released today. Let's get right into it. Let's go over it. First fight of the night. Simon Oliveira going against Daniel Marcos. We don't know much about these guys. Oliveira has one UFC fight. He did poorly. He was 0-1 in that fight. 0-1 in that fight. He lost that fight. He's 0-1 in the UFC is what I meant. It was no slouch, though. His opponent, Tony Gravely, ate him up, scored 6.5 points against Oliveira. 128 in that fight did Gravely score. Oliveira only scored 1.16 points per minute. The salary win percentage of 8,600 is very good. 67% has a, 37% optimal rate. One of the highest on the entire card. That means every time, or each time, whenever the $8,600 salary gets into the cage, it makes optimal 37% of the time, guys. Daniel Marcos has the yellow on his name, as you know. That means he's a Dana White Contender Series fighter. He has no UFC fights. He did win that DWCS fight. Scored only 78 points. 3.25 points per minute. I like the pace, three and a quarter points per minute, but less than 80 points per win is not something I am looking for. Neither guy scored any basically takedown or control time points. Both guys allowed a ton. I'm probably going with Oliveira here, or Oliveira. Stick around, by the way, for the end of the video. I'll give you M.O.N.K's picks, and then my personal picks will all come at the end of the video. So hopefully I won't give you too many picks during the video, and you can stick around for that. I did go, let's see, I think M.O.N.K went 6-5 last week. I went like 8-3, so not great, but it was an interesting card. Oliveira has the better strength of schedule. You want these numbers to be about 70. We are on, you can't see my cursor, these numbers right here, 70. We are at 67.79 strength of schedule, so a bit below, but Marcos is worse in every single category. He did get a win in the DWCS, as I said, over a man named Brandon Lewis. Here are my projections. Look how low Oliveira's scores are because of that 1.16 points per minute compared to Marcos here. Neither guy has ever been finished, so that is an interesting angle to look at this one from. I don't like much about this fight, honestly. I think someone's going to have to show me something. Both guys score very poorly. Marcos won and scored less than 80. Oliveira is at 1.16 points per minute. I'm not interested in that. And like I said, I will give you my pick after we go over these fights. Last thing, 3.67 points a minute Oliveira gives up in takedowns and control time is what he gave up to Gravely. 1.38 points a minute in control time. So well over 5 points a minute. In that category there. Next fight, Cody Stamann, 9,200, going against Luan Lacerda, newcomer, no DWCS fight, $7,000 for him. I'm on Cody Stamann here, guys. I'm not going to put my money on an unproven guy. Does have 10 submission wins. Stamann has been finished twice in his pro career, both by sub, so that is definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on. He needs to keep his head out of that guillotine. Like he got caught against, Said Nurmagomedov. Needs to keep his head out of that freaking guillotine, and he should be okay. Stamann 3.13 points a minute, 110 per win over his last 5. Again, all these stats that you see are last 5 fight stats, guys. We are not, there's the whole career. He scores 92 in his career. Over his last 5 wins, 110.33. Sorry, his last 5 fights. He has 2 wins in his last 5. His ceiling is extremely high as he finished Eddie Wineland in less than a minute, scoring 137. Can you believe it? Made optimal lineup last time. That's what happens when you fight Eddie Wineland, I guess. The salary has a win percentage of 70%. I like Stamann here. I like Stamann hopefully for the finish. Lacerda has been finished once in his career, never been KO'd, but he has been subbed. I'm looking for Cody Stamann to get a big win here, 9,200. He needs another win for sure. He does not want to drop 3 of his last 4. Stamann, however, does give up over a point per minute in takedowns and control time, so I am a little bit nervous about that. Other than that, I have no stats for Lacerda. His strength of schedule is actually pretty good for a DWC or a newcomer rather, not a DWCS guy. We're just under 70, so that is relatively good for a newcomer. Usually these guys can be like, hey, knock it off, buddy. Those AirPods get eaten. I'm gonna be in big trouble. All right. My dog, and I will try to get him on camera. He disappeared behind the green screen. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, actually, Stamann, if he loses, he would have dropped 4 of his last 5. All right, can you see him? There he is. A little behind the scenes there. I'm surprised my camera didn't just shut off. There we go. What was I saying? Other than that, Stamann needs a big win here. He gives up takedown and control time points. Oh yeah, I have no stats for Lacerda, and I'm a big stat boy. So you know that's what we have. Stamann does have the best significant striking defense on the card at 61%. His takedown defense is less than ideal is the word I can't think of. 55.5%. Here are my projections. Very low projections for decision wins for both of these guys. I'm picking Stamann hopefully by finish, and I think that's how we're going to go here. As far as ownership, Stamann might go under the radar, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because do your tape on Luan Lacerda. That's all I have to say. Next fight, an absolute smash spot for me, guys. Spoiler alert, Josiane Nunes going against Zarah Fairn. I have nothing good to say about Fairn. 0-2 in her last 5. She hasn't fought in almost 3 years in the UFC. 2.36 points a minute. She allows 6.38 points per minute. 114 per loss over her 2 losses, guys. And she is $100 cheaper than her average salary. Excuse me, that doesn't say much. You know, she is $6,700. That salary has a win rate, the worst out of any salary. Well, except for 6,500, which we have to deal with this week. We'll get to that later. 5.71% win rate for Fairn, 2.86% optimal rate. Meanwhile, Nunes, 91.5% salary win rate at 9,500. She scores 4.8 points a minute, 107.82. Might be the strangest built female fighter in all of the UFC. 5'2", 145, 67-inch reach southpaw fighter. I mean, what is happening here? How do you even make a person that has those dimensions? Well, I'm here for it. I'm not slandering her. I'm not trying to bang on her. I am here for it. She has worked out very well for DFS for the most part, and for her career, you know, as far as wins go. She's 2-0 in the UFC. Has made optimal in 1 out of 2 fights. She's 1,250 over her average salary, guys. She came into the UFC, beat up Mia Malecki in her first fight, in under a round. 7,600 was her salary. Then she fought Ramona Pascual, beat her, scored 95 points in a decision. 8,900. Now she's 9,500, going against someone that probably shouldn't even be fighting. This woman is almost, I guess she just turned 39. I won't say almost 40. She just turned 39. She's 0-2 in the UFC. 6-4 is her overall record. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, guys. I like Nunes. I like Nunes inside the distance. I like Nunes inside the distance by KO, TKO. Fairn has been finished in both of her UFC losses. 1 sub, 1 KO, 50. I mean, we're not going to have to worry about takedowns really from Nunes probably. But you will have to worry about volume. Check this, 7.54 points strikes per minute is what Nunes lands. Fairn eats 6.61 strikes a minute. This is a perfect combination, it seems like, to me, for Josiane Nunes to absolutely bang on Zarah Fairn here, get the early finish, and keep her win streak going, 3-0. I like it. She is going to have to score very well to get on the optimal. As you can see here, the average optimal value, 13.33. That's how many. You need 13x basically. All of the people on the optimal lineup, that's their average value is 13x. 13.3x for 9,500 is 126.6. So that is one hell of a score. Nunes hit 120, almost 121 against Malecki, so she can do it. Her ceiling is very high. I like Nunes for a big win here. Next fight. Interesting fight. Worley Alves going against Nicholas Dalby. Guys, this is a DraftKings show. This is not a regular capping show. I'm not here to tell you who's going to win because of this and who's going to lose because of this. This is a DraftKings show. You cannot play Nicholas Dalby in DraftKings. You cannot do it. 2.25 points a minute, 64 points per win in his last 5, guys, or in his last 3, I should say. Overall in his UFC career, 69.45, 2.375 or 2.37 points per minute. Guys, he's unplayable. He is unplayable. His last 5, he beat Claudio Silva 68.9. He beat D-Rod 54. He beat Alex Oliveira 68.84, unplayable in DraftKings. Worley Alves is tough. He did get KO'd by Jeremiah. Actually, he's been finished in 3 of his last 5. All of his 5 have been finishes, actually, his last 5. So I'm picking Worley Alves, I think. We'll get to my picks at the end. I don't really remember, but I'm probably picking Alves. I'm definitely playing Alves over Dalby in DFS. Like I said, I'm going to have probably 0% Dalby. Alves scores 3.37 points per minute, almost 100 when he wins, and that is a magic number. When you score 100 points, throw salaries out, you make optimal lineup like 82% of the time. So 100 points per win is a magic number. He is 220 under his average salary. Still not a dog. I would have liked to see these salaries switched. I would have hoped anyways, but apparently the odds are in favor of Alves, so is the DK salary. So I would have preferred to have these switched, but you can't always get what you want. As someone famous said, I think it was Jim Morrison said that. The average or salary win rate of 8,300 is 51.85. I think he's saying for the Who, by the way. Worley Alves, 99.96 per KO win. That's how he's gotten both of his wins in his last 5. He's got an 87.5% takedown defense, which I do like. Strength of schedule is about 4 points better for Alves compared to Dalby. And the projections are very low, as you would expect. I like Alves' upside. Nothing about Dalby says DFS to me at all, so we're not playing him. Give me some of Alves, though. And at 8,300, it's going to be easy to get to. His 13x value is 110.61. That is not a score that is out of the realm of possibility. His ceiling is 6 points higher than that, according to like standard deviation and whatnot. So I like Alves. I like the upside here. Dalby could just point fight this guy to death, and that's my worry. That's what Dalby does. That's why he scores 64 points per win. That's all he does. So that's my worry. Hopefully Alves can get it done, and I'll have a bit of Alves in DFS for sure. Next fight. Sorry if I feel like I'm blazing through this, guys. We have 15 fights to get through. We're probably, hopefully not, but we're probably going to lose a couple. So some of these might be for not. But I am just trying to get through them as quick as possible, give you the most pertinent information, etc., etc. I hope we do have a 15-fight card, though. We've only had one 15-fight card that's actually come to fruition since 2021. So let's get the second one. That would be nice. I don't mind, watching fights for 9 hours on a Saturday. So Terrence McKinney against Ismail Bonfim. This guy, Bonfim, is one half of the Bonfim brothers. I don't know if I'm saying that properly with a French accent, but that's how I'm kind of gonna say it. Bonfim, just because it's fun. It's fun for me to say. But yeah, one half of the Bonfim brothers, the Marreta brothers. Actually, it's obviously not French. It's obviously Brazilian, Portuguese. Marreta, I believe that is Sledgehammer, if I remember Thiago Santos' tattoo correctly. And his brother, I believe, is Little Sledgehammer. So double the hammers, double the justice. Terrence McKinney, 8,500. What a price we're getting on Terrence McKinney here. He is 3-1 in the UFC. 3 finish wins, 2 subs, 1 KO, TKO, 9.17 points per minute, guys. Just ruminate on that while I cough. 9.17 points per minute, and this is over. He has 4 UFC fights, 7.86 minutes of cage time. 4 fights, less than 8 minutes of cage time. That is insane. His average fight time for McKinney, less than 2 minutes. 109.5 when he wins. Gives up 110 when he loses. Very high ceiling. He scored 38 points rather in a loss. Very good for cash as well, maybe. Bonfim, on the other hand, 3.28 is what he would have scored in his DWCS fight. Less than 80 points. So again, much like the first fighter we talked about, whose name I cannot remember, Bonfim has a decent pace, but a less than ideal DraftKings per win in his last win, DWCS style. Other than that, you know what Terrence McKinney does, guys. His takedown and control time is actually very, very good. 2.93 points per minute in takedowns and control time. Bonfim did not give up either of those things. McKinney also scores a shitload of points in striking knockdowns. You know what it is. He's got power. He can take you down. He can sub you. He can do everything. He also puts himself in bad positions, and we're going to see if Bonfim can take care of that. Ismail is 18-3. I don't know why I keep saying Bonfim, but that's not how you say it clearly, but I'm just going to keep doing it. Ismail, we'll call him Ismail. 18-3 professionally. What do we got here? Some stats. According to the stats, McKinney has the wildest stats out of any fighter on the card. 90.54% of all grappling time Terrence McKinney controls. Again, guys, these are less than 8 minutes of UFC cage time in 4 fights, so I don't know what to do with these stats. Again, Ishmael coming in with a surprisingly good strength of schedule. In fact, better than Terrence McKinney in every single category, guys. The newcomer has the better strength of schedule. The only notable person that McKinney beat is really Drew Dober. Actually, I'm going to put Matt Frevola on that list too. He has been, impressing me lately in his past couple of fights, ever since the McKinney fight, we'll just say. So I'll put Matt Frevola, but Drew Dober clearly the best person on that list. Eric Gonzalez, Ghost Pepper, got smashed. Faris Saim got smashed pretty easily. So there we go. Here are my projections, much higher as you would imagine for Terrence McKinney. Here are my finish rates, win rates, all the rates that you need. Yeah, we're probably picking McKinney here, but I don't really remember if I picked both. This is a great fight to target, to be honest. I think obviously one of these guys is going to go to sleep. Ishmael did go to decision in his DWCS fight, but McKinney, like I said, average fight is less than 2 minutes. 4 fights, less than 8 minutes of cage time. I'd be shocked if this got out of the first round. Absolutely shocked. We haven't seen the second round. Yeah, no, not a second round at all from McKinney. So maybe it'll be like a Razak Al Hassan situation where he gets out of the first round and then just finishes right away in the second. But this has got to be first round or bust, right? Put both of these guys in your lineups. I'm probably picking McKinney, but I don't remember. Speaking of who you should pick, this fight, oh my God. This is tearing me apart, guys. Jailton Almeida against Shamil Abdurakhimov. I'm sure Shamil will pull out. He does not want this fight. He's 41 and a half years old. Jailton Almeida is Jailton Almeida. I declared him, named him the best, right, buddy? The absolute best DFS player of 2022, guys. He fought at catchweight, he fought at light heavyweight, he fought at heavyweight, won all 3, made the optimal lineup in all 3. Only him and Muhammad Mukayev made optimal in 3 fights last year. 100% win rate, 100% optimal rate, scored a ridiculous amount of points, like 350 total. He scored like 80 times the points of his opponents. He didn't give up any points. Just an absolute demolishing from Almeida last year. He's going to smash Shamil Abdurakhimov. The only problem is he's got the Joe Pyfer score. DraftKings is not stupid apparently this week. They know that I named Almeida the best DFS player of all of 2022, and they decided to skip 9,600 and put him at 9,700. Now, he's going to have to score 13x of that is almost 130. Can he do it? Yes. Sergey Pavlovich scored 133, I think, against Tai Tuivasa, and he beat him in the first minute. So that is possible. Almeida could, get a quick takedown, some ground and pound, and a sub. This shit could be over quickly. A little bit of control time. First round finish plus the bonus. This shit could be over quickly. Can Almeida score enough to make the optimal lineup? I honestly think he can. 6.92 points a minute, 117.64 per win. This is over 3 UFC wins, guys. Abdurakhimov gives up 3 1/3, 3.33 points a minute, and 112 points per loss. So we're right there in the neighborhood. Those numbers match up perfectly. Almeida 100% optimal rate, guys, but he's $9,700. Pyfer did not make, obviously, the optimal lineup at 97. 96 has a very bad optimal rating. I think it's made it 3 out of 16 times. It's just too expensive. And if 96 is too expensive to make it, what does that say about 97? So you have to think that Almeida can score 125 points, 130 points to make the optimal. He's going to have to do that. So that's so difficult to do. I'm going to have him in my lineups. I'm putting Almeida in because he's one of my, first of all, I'm biased. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I just love the stat. I'm a stat guy, like I said. His stats are so impressive, guys. So fucking impressive that how do you not like this guy? 2.5 points a minute in takedowns, 1.73 points a minute in control time. He's just scoring from everywhere. He hasn't given up any points. His strength of schedule is bad. Marquez, Porter, and Turkos. Abdurakhimov is 41 and a half years old, guys. He's lost 3 in a row by TKO, to Blades, Daukus, and Pavlovich. Give me Almeida by smash. This is close to 100% win rate as you could probably get. I'm not playing Abdurakhimov at all. 0% Abdurakhimov. Abdurakhimov, not Abdurakhimov. Abdurakhimov. I just don't know what my ownership's going to be like for Almeida, guys. I wish it could be 50%. It probably cannot be, especially on a 15-fight card. He's going to be high owned. We're going to have to take advantage of that and probably go under, but I love Jalen Almeida. His stats are so awesome. Munir Lazzez, next fight, going against Gabriel Bonfim. I'm going to try to fix it. Bonfim. Should I just go into it even harder? 8,800 for Gabriel here. 74 for Lazzez. I like Gabriel Bonfim. 13-0 professionally, undefeated. He would have scored 105.88 in his DWCS fight. Lazzez somehow... Wait, how do we have these numbers? How is this even possible? What did Lazzez score in his last one? Oh, I must be thinking of someone else. I don't know who I'm thinking of, whoever scored 39 points in a win. It's not Lazzez, apparently. We're going to have to look into that. 4.04 points a minute, 94 per win. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm hearing a lot of banging in the background, and I don't know what my dog is doing. Almost 1 point a minute in takedowns and control time. 3 points a minute in striking. I swear, he won with like 30-some points. How is that? Unless I'm looking at the wrong guy. I sure hope my stats are correct. I don't know much about this one. I'm picking Gabriel to win. I think he's going to be one of the newcomers to get a win this week. And he can do it over Lazzez. Lazzez has a terrible strength of schedule. These guys both have actually pretty similar strengths of schedule. But that shouldn't be the case if you've been fighting in the UFC for 3 fights. You should have a better strength of schedule. So Abdul Razak Al Hassan, Worley Alves, whom he lost to, Lazzez lost to, and Anj Lusa. Yeah, I like Gabriel here, newcomer. 3.76 points per minute is what he scored in his fight. Lazzez allows 3 points a minute. 116 per loss is what he has given up in his one UFC loss. So I do like that. Yeah, that's about all I'm going to say about this one, guys. We don't have much to say here. I guess we could go into, like, ownership. I'll probably not have much of Lazzez. I mean, maybe. He's fighting a newcomer, so maybe I'll boost his ownership just like 5 or 10%. But Gabriel is probably going to be high owned, 8,800. I don't like that for salary Voodoo. That is a bad salary to play. Great win rate, bad optimal rate. So maybe I'll be under the field on both of these guys here. That's probably what I'll do. Next fight, our first of 2 short notice fights. Thiago Moises going against M.O.N.K Costa. We're just going to call him M.O.N.K. I can spell his name without looking, but I can't pronounce it. Moises scores just, he has terrible numbers. 1.58 points per minute, 71 per win in his last 5. Allows 3.17 and 112 per loss. He's lost to Makhachev and Alvarez. Yeah, he got choked out quickly, or knocked out by Alvarez quickly. TKO'd, I should say. Wins over Giagos, Alexander Hernandez, and Bobby Green, who he beat in a decision, scored 60 points. Yeah, I hate these numbers from Moises. He is 1,100 over his average salary. His average points per win in decisions, 55.77 in his last 5. That is just terrible. I have no stats for Costa. Let's check out his strength of schedule. It is very poor. 60, under 60 in one of these categories. Very low projections for both guys. Man, I'm probably picking Moises because he looked great against Giagos and we're fighting a newcomer here. But $9,000. There he goes. He just went into goblin mode. I hope my green screen doesn't come down. That is distracting, I tell you what. Hey, what are you doing, man? There's no one else in the house. 7,200 for Costa. I guess, I mean, maybe we take a shot on that, like 5-10%. He's going to be extremely low owned. Moises probably going to be high owned. We're going to take advantage of that and go under the ownership for Moises. Although if he does get that first round win, could score very well, but he has like Dalby numbers. His DraftKings numbers are terrible. What is he in his career? 76.78 per win, 2.37 points per minute. He has no wins by KO TKO. He has 2 sub wins. Only one of them has come in his last 5. So maybe Costa can hang in there, and this will go to decision. I'm picking Moises probably for the win, but I'm probably not rostering him in DraftKings. Guys, our second of 2 replacement fights. Also, I should say, replacement fighters, like 35% win rate. So that's not good for Ferreira or M.O.N.K Costa. But we have Hobocop here against Bruno Ferreira, the Hulk. This dude, you know, looks like his nickname for sure. Mostly because of his green skin. But other than that, I mean, really no relation. 7,100 for Bruno here. He's a newcomer and a replacement fighter. We're definitely going with Gregory Rodrigues here. I mean, or Rodrigues. Ferreira's, you know, those two stats alone, the newcomer stat and the replacement fighter, short notice fighter, put those two together, you're not going to win very often. So give me Rodrigues at 9,100. I don't know. Let's see what his stats say. Pretty good. 4.66 points a minute, 111.53 per win. Guys, he's made optimal in 3 out of his last 5 fights. We are interested in rostering Gregory Rodrigues, Hobocop here, 100%. We are very interested in that. He's scoring well over 1.1 points per minute in takedowns and control time. We have no stats for Ferreira. Actually, yes, we have a few. He did finish his fight, KO TKO, in just over a minute. So his stats need to be thrown out the window here. Rodrigues gives up only 2.5 points a minute, 81 in his 1 loss in his last 5, in his UFC career, I should say. Meanwhile, Ferreira, 10.5 points a minute, 106 when he wins. You got to throw those numbers out, guys. It's one fight, 1.5 minutes, and it was a DWCS fight, so you got to throw that out. If these stats are to be believed, Rodrigues 5 inches higher. Rodrigues 5 inches higher than Ferreira. I'm about 5 inches higher than I should be while doing this podcast, apparently. But hey, Rodrigues 5 inches taller than Ferreira. 3-inch reach advantage, both orthodox fighters, both 30 years old. And Hobocop is on a fucking tear, man. 4-1. His only loss is to Armen Petrosyan. Was a split decision loss. Very close fight. Stats say he did lose that, though. But he, you know, beat Todorovic, if my brain would work. KO'd Jun Park in what was a fantastic fight. KO'd Julian Marquez in what was an ass whooping. And KO'd Chidi and Jukwani when Chidi was at his highest, ass whooping. 2nd round. That's where he had that huge cut on his face. I'm sorry for bringing it up, but in case you forgot, you can have that visual again. Give me Rodrigues here. I like Rodrigues. Probably inside the distance. Bruno's a guy that doesn't look like he's carried by his cardio. You know, doesn't look like his cardio is in the best condition. So give me Rodrigues here, who has been known to come back from stuff, has been hit hard as hell and come back, and has, I think, some cardio. Probably better than Bruno. So give me Gregory inside the distance. Next fight, a fight that I'm probably not playing any part of. Mauricio Shogun, who hopefully this is his, I've heard this is his retirement fight. You cannot play people that are retiring. You cannot do it. I will not do it. Do not play Shogun Hua. 2.5 points a minute, 84.83 points per win in his last 5. What's he got in his career, just for fun? I mean, way better numbers. 100 points per win, over 3 points a minute. In his last 5, though, we are well below that, as you would expect. The legend, Shogun Hua, is 41 years old, guys. He is 660 under his average salary, which is good. He's going against Ihor Potieria, who is the guy that got KO'd by Nikolai Negumeriano in his last fight, 2nd round KO TKO. Looked terrible, scored only 2.11 points a minute, gave up almost 5 a minute, and 111.83 when he lost. He's also $500 more expensive than that fight. So, like, what are we doing here? Is Ihor going to win? Probably. Is he going to get the finish over Hua? Possibly. Am I going to bet on that to happen? No. I'll probably have some Ihor. I don't know what the ownership of this is going to look like. 8,900 for Potieria is crazy, but I'm sure the odds say that he's going to finish Hua inside the distance. And Hua is retiring. You don't play retirement fighters for that reason. So I could see that happening. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What's your ownership going to be on this fight, actually? I do want to know. This fight specifically. What do you think your ownership's going to be? Leave it in the comments down below. Potieria, I'm thinking 20, but I'm also thinking that's too low. 20 to 30 might be about right. Going for that 1st round finish of Hua. Maybe even more than that. Maybe I take a chance, go well over the field on Potieria here in anticipation of a early finish over the legend Shogun Hua. But if this goes to decision, I mean, what a shit show. Just throw it all out the window. So I'm picking Potieria, probably 20 to 30% ownership, and probably 0 on Hua. But let me know in the comments, guys, what's your ownership going to be for that fight specifically. Next fight, Paul Craig My guy, Paul Craig. It's hard to call him my guy after that Vulcan fight. That was tough, man. That kind of broke me. But I'm still Team Craig. Team Craig. Johnny Walker is his opponent. $8,700 going against 7,500. What are we gonna see here, guys? Walker's probably gonna win. Walker's probably gonna win inside the distance. Unfortunately, the only issue is he gonna put it? We know what Craig's gonna do. He's going to shoot half a takedown, then roll to his back and try to pull you with him, right? Or try to grab your leg while he falls back. Walker has to be, I mean, his fight IQ has never been good, but he has to be, you'd have to know that was coming. You'd have to know that was coming and prepare for it. So I don't know what, I mean, he's got not great numbers. Again, Derek Lewis type numbers. Poor pace, good points per win. 1.89 points per minute, 107.65 points per win. He allows 3 a minute and 85 per loss. So decent, okay numbers. Nothing crazy. I like his points per win, but at 8,700, he's got to score 116 to get that 13.3x. And I don't know if he can do that. His ceiling is about 107, 108. So Paul Craig, I mean, Walker would have to probably finish him in the first minute to be optimal at 8,700. Am I right? Or he gets 90. If he gets 90 and a little bit of ground and pound, he's not going to get a little bit of ground and pound. It would be a few punches and then, man, I don't know. I don't know, though. What did Vulcan score? What did Vulcan score against Craig? He scored 50 plus 80 points. Yeah, I'm not really interested in Walker at that price. I'm going to be under the field there. Paul Craig, he's right in the salary wheelhouse of what I'm interested in. I mean, he scores 2.7 a minute, 102.63 per win. We know what he's going to do. He's going to have to catch a sub to get a win here. He's going to have to do it. And he's going to be fighting off of his back. Strength of schedule is comparable. I'm probably picking Walker. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I don't like it for DraftKings. I'll have more Craig than Walker. Probably 25, 30% Craig. Probably. Walker probably 20, maybe even 15. I'm talking like 20 maxes here, guys. 20 max. So I don't like Walker's pace. What's Craig's average? He allows 80 points. Okay, so that was the Vulcan win. In his career, he allows 97.3 per loss. He has been beaten 5 times. So that is a bit more than the 80, but I don't think Walker's, man, I don't know. What's Walker been scoring? 107 against Kutalaba, 107 against Stamann. So, man. I'm going to stick with what I said. I'll have more Craig than Walker, but I think Walker's going to win, and I don't like that. Next fight. Jessica Andrade. Hey, keep those Yeah, I see you over there. Shaking that ass. Jessica Andrade. Bate Estaca going against lucky Lauren Murphy here. Guys, I saw a stat, or like, there's a Lauren Murphy by sub is like plus 2,000 in this. I'm just throwing that out there. That, is meaningless right now. I'm picking Andrade probably 3.11 points a minute, 111.31 in her last 3 per win. Meanwhile, Murphy's giving up 108.32. That's what she gave up in her 1 loss. In her career, she's averaging 83 per loss, but she gave up 108 when she fought Valentina Shevchenko. Andrade is 3-2 in her last 5. Sorry for scrolling. Lost to Shevchenko and Rose. Beat up on Caitlin Chookagian. KO'd Caitlin Chookagian in the first round. Cynthia Calvillo finished her. Amanda Lemos finished her. I think Andrade can get the finish here over Murphy. I really do. I don't know if I want to pay $9,400 for it. I think she is going to be underowned because it's a female fight and everyone rosters female fights. Women's flyweights have one of the best optimal lineup rates out of any weight class, guys. It's almost 55%. It's, I think, second. It's first or second right now. Women's flyweights, and they are under rostered by almost 20%. You got to play the women's flyweights fight. Jessica Andrade is a great pick. 9,400, someone to pivot off of Yelton Almeida. Go down and put Andrade in your lineup. She's going to be very underowned because this is a female fight. I don't think Lauren Murphy stands much of a chance here, to be completely honest. How are they both ranked 4? That's weird. I'll have to look at that. But I like Jessica Andrade here. I really do. The only problem is her takedown defense in her last 5, 12.5%. That is not good. She's going to have to watch the entries from Murphy here. Yeah, other than that, I mean, they're where's the strength of schedule? Much better for Andrade. 10 points better, 15 points better in one of these categories over Murphy. Give me Andrade for the win. Like I said, I'm going to see what I'm going to play the ownership game with this one, and I'm going to see what it is and then just go over. So probably around 30, 25 to 30% is what I'm thinking off the top of my head. Not much for Murphy, I don't think. I think Andrade has got her covered here. Next fight, Gilbert Burns going against Neil Magny, the Coco main event of the evening. 9,300 for Burns, 6,900 for Magny. We're getting tremendous value on Neil Magny, but he doesn't do much. 2.29 points per minute, 85.57. His 13x is 91. So if he wins and scores 92 points, I mean, he's going on the optimal lineup most likely. 0.57 points per minute in takedowns, 0.29 points per minute in control time. That is just about what Gilbert gives up. Actually, he gives up about half those takedown points. Scores 0.78 points per minute in those two categories himself. I mean, very, very close to what Magny scores. Meanwhile, Burns' offensive pace, 3.14 points per minute, 97 per win. He's very expensive, guys. $1,680 over his last 5 average salary. That is extremely high, almost $1,700 more than his average salary. Very good accuracy, striking 57.23%. Takedown defense is at 42. Both these guys sub 50% takedown defense. Strength of schedule is very, very close. Burns, very close loss to Khamzat Chimaev, and then lost to the former champ Kamaru Usman. Smash Damian Maia, smash Tyron Woodley, smash Stephen Thompson, all by decision. Well, Maia he KO'd, TKO'd. Magny just got a win. A nice submission win. 3rd round sub over D-Rod. Lost to Shavkat, lost to Chiesa. Beat Neil, beat Max Griffin. So I like Burns' wins a little bit better, I guess. I mean, the Maia one, maybe not. I don't know. I guess they're about the same in my eyes. I'm probably picking Burns here. I like Burns for DraftKings a little bit better just because I think he's going to get the win, but I'm probably going to be fading this one as a whole. If anything, I'll have a tiny bit of Magny, but even so, his points are not good. And he allows 106 per loss in his last 5. So on average, I mean, even in his career, he allows over 100 points per loss. Yeah, over 8 losses, 100 points per loss. So give me Burns. Not too excited about this one for DraftKings. I think this one goes to decision. And I think the winner probably scores, 80 or 90 points. Nothing that's going to make him optimal here. I mean, unless Magny wins, he'll be optimal if he scores 90 points, I think. But Gilbert is going to need way more. He's going to need like 120 to make optimal, in my opinion. So I don't see him getting that here against Magny unless he finishes him. But Magny's been finished, I guess, in his career, 7 of 9 times. In his last 5, only once. What has he finished in his UFC career? 6 of his 8 UFC fights he's been finished, guys. He might get finished here. What's he giving up per finish? Over 100. Yeah, I'll have a bit of Gilbert Burns here. I'll have some Burns. 9,300 is a bit expensive. I'll probably be right around ownership with Burns is what I'm thinking. Next fight, our first of 2 title fights, guys. First of 2. We're at 40 minutes, cruising on this one, just like I hoped. Deiveson Figueiredo against Brandon Moreno. I feel like I've done this like at least 3 times in the past. Because I have 8,200 for Figueiredo, 8K for Moreno. Moreno scoring 3 points, both guys scoring 3 points a minute. Figueiredo scoring 10 more points per win than Moreno is. Both guys, I mean, giving up about the same amount of points, 100, 105 points. Both guys are under their average salary in their last 5. Both guys, right around 100 points per finish win. Both guys have landed takedowns in control time. I don't know what yet. Just play whoever you think's going to win at this point. What are their points per loss? Figueiredo scores less than 20 per loss in his last 5. In his career, he's at 15. Moreno, in his loss, 48.58. In his career, 45. So he's lost 3 times in the UFC, averaging 45 points per loss, guys. Moreno is a good cash play, in my opinion. Probably the best cash play. And he's at $8,000. He's an underdog here. Going for the belt. I personally think Moreno can win this. I'm probably picking him. I don't remember for sure. We'll have to stick around to the end of the video. But I like Moreno here. I like his stats a little bit. I mean, I guess I like both of their stats. Whoever wins, I think, has a decent chance at optimal is what I'm trying to say. Both guys are scoring basically their ideal optimum value, right around 100, 110. Strength of schedule is going to go to Brandon Moreno by a couple of points here. Wins over Royval, Figgy, and Cara France. Figgy has beaten, let's see, Moreno Perez and Joey Benavidez in his last 5. So that's why the strength of schedule is going to go to Brandon Moreno. This one's going to be as close as all the rest, guys. I think you play who you think is going to win at this point. I think whoever wins scores decently. What have we scored in our last 5? Or against these guys? Moreno, let's see, when Figgy won, he scored 110. When Moreno won, he scored 97. Okay. 119 against Royval. Yeah, I think whoever you think's going to win, you just play. 82 and 800. You're not really giving up a ton of salary for either of these guys. Like I said, both coming in under their average salary for the last 5. Both guys have made the optimal lineup once since 2021. Pick whoever you think is going to win. I'll probably be about equal. I'll probably be about equal ownership on these guys, to be completely honest. Last fight that we're going over, guys, our main event of the evening for the last time in this video. Hit the like, hit the sub on this channel. It means a lot. Glover Teixeira, former champ, going against Jamahal Hill. 8,400 for Hill, 7,800 for Teixeira. Teixeira has made optimal in 2 out of his last 2 fights. It's because he scored 106 when he lost to Yuri Prohashka. The stack made optimal in that one. Glover making optimal in a loss in that fight. Jamahal Hill has made optimal in only 1 out of his past 4 fights, despite scoring 3.16 points a minute and 103.34 on average. When he did lose, he gave up 103 to Paul Craig. Glover Teixeira's numbers are crazy high, guys. 4.55 points a minute in his last 5. That's a point more than his average career. Or his career average, I should say. A point more, and he's 43 years old. 111.05. His average in his career is 107.3. I mean, come on. I think I'm picking Glover here, guys. I don't know why. It's because this division is a shit show. Light heavyweight is an absolute shit show. Jamahal Hill has, like, next to no cardio. Teixeira probably has a little bit more than that, but has multiple weapons, whereas Jamahal Hill has one main weapon. If he catches Glover and knocks him down, it's probably over. But if Teixeira lands a takedown and gets on top, I mean, anything could happen. We could just be banking control time and takedowns like we did against Yuri Prohashka. So I want Glover Teixeira in DFS here for sure. I mean, the guy lands 4.5 strikes per minute. Hill eats 4 strikes a minute. I guess they both eat 4 strikes a minute. But Teixeira wins over Krylov, Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Jan Blachowicz, and a very close fight over Yuri Prohashka in which he got subbed in the 5th round. He had just nothing left. Jamahal Hill, meanwhile, wins over St. Preux, Crute, Johnny Walker, and Santos. He's lost to Paul Craig. Paul Craig. I like Glover here, guys. I like Glover for DraftKings. I don't know if I like Glover for the win. We'll have to stick around. I think I do. This is going to be a close fight. Either Glover gets bonked and it's over and it's like, whatever. And then Jamahal Hill makes a face. Then we have to be like, oh, Jamahal Hill, get the title now. I don't know. I mean, the guy said some dumb shit recently, to be completely honest. He's an all right dude, it seems like. He has one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen, though. That definitely is points against him. But I want to see Glover win here. I want to see Glover get this belt back for sure. So give me Glover in DFS. He just scores much better than Hill. But if Hill wins, he does have that first round finish opportunity. So I guess I will have to have a bit of Jamahal Hill. Again, 8,400 and 7,800, not going to be difficult to get to either of these guys. Both title fights are very low salaried. So we do like to see that. At least I do personally. So guys, we did it. That is all 15 fights. Let's very quickly before we get into, oh, here it is over here. This is what I'm looking for. Actually, no, we will go with our picks first. Here are Peter Monk's picks for UFC 283 happening not on the 14th, but on the 21st. Daniel Marcos, interesting. Cody Stamann by decision. Nunes by finish. Alves by decision. McKinney by finish. Almeida by finish. Gabriel Bonfim by finish. Moises by decision. Ferreira by finish. Wow, M.O.N.K, I can't believe you. Mauricio Shogun Hua by finish. Que paso? Johnny Walker by finish. Jessica Andrade finish. Gilbert Burns finish. Brandon Moreno decision. All right. And then Glover Teixeira finish. We agree on a few of these picks, M.O.N.K, but some of them are crazy. Let's scroll down. Here are my personal picks. My personal picks. XBL, these are my personal picks. I'm picking Oliveira, Stamann, Nunes, Alves. Alves over Dalby. McKinney, Almeida. Bonfim over Lazzez. Moises. Hobocop, Rodrigues. Ihor Potieria. Johnny Walker. Jessica Andrade. Gilbert Burns. Brandon Moreno. And Glover Teixeira, guys. Those are my picks. We have only one thing left to do, guys. A brand new segment we debuted last week called The Most Owned No Nonsense Pick of the Week, the M.O.N.K Pick of the Week. Last week I gave you Umar Nurmagomedov as the most owned, my personal most owned no nonsense pick of the week, and Umar just happened to not only make optimal lineup but score the second most points on the entire card at 114.46 when he brutally KO'd and then cradled Raoni Barcelos. What a fight. Everyone's talking about this guy now. But let's just remember who gave him to you on Monday at 9,300 as the most owned pick of the week. Who we got this week, guys, for the M.O.N.K pick of the week, most owned, no nonsense, UFC 283 is going to be Josiane Nunes, guys. I bet nobody thought I was going to do that, but I did. Let me get to my stats here. She is $9,500 this week. I already gave you all the reasons why I think she's going to smash Zarah Fairn, who shouldn't even be in this fight, shouldn't even be fighting, to be completely honest. Nunes is going to smash her, but let's get some salary voodoo here, guys. $9,500, the best statistical salary to play, makes optimal, not a win rate. Its win rate is 91.43%. Win rate, best on the entire card. Best out of all salaries, 91% win rate, 91.5. Her optimal rate for 9,500, 48.57% of the time it walks into the cage, it leaves on the optimal lineup, guys. This is the best statistical salary to play. Average ownership is 40%, and it's still 8.5% under-owned, guys. Josiane Nunes, for all those reasons, and probably a few more I didn't even talk about, is going to be the M.O.N.K pick of the week, the most owned, no-nonsense pick of the week, Josiane Nunes. There we go. That is my that's my new thing. That's my shtick now. I got one for the new year, and you're all gonna have to deal with it because that's what's gonna be happening. So, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Thanks for watching the picks. Thanks for watching all of the breakdowns. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I love the questions. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And I honestly do try to respond to every single comment. I've been slacking lately, but I will get better about that. So, guys, thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic week. And as usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So, enjoy. And we will see you in the next one.